Howdy, howdy, this is Mr. Potter. In this next unit, we're going to do an introduction to programming, just some basic programming skills. And we're going to start this using the Scratch language. So we're going to actually open up a web browser in just a moment. We're going to go to scratch.mit.edu. And this is going to be the first environment that we're going to be dealing with regards to programming in this class. So I'm going to go ahead and put this screen down. And I'm going to open a new tab, and we're going to do scratch.mit.edu. We're going to go ahead and create a new account here. So we're going to click Join Scratch, and I'm going to choose my username, so mistapotta OHS, and password, which I'm not going to tell you, and I'm still not going to tell you my password. And then I need to put in some information. So my birth date is August. I was born way back in 1972. I identify as male, and I'm from the United States. And then I need to put in my email address. So our email address here is mistapotta@gmail.com, which I'm going to put in twice. And we hit next, and we should be getting a confirmation email. So I'm going to go over to my Gmail account, which I've got here. Notice I've got something in updates. It says, please confirm your email address. So we're going to confirm it by clicking the confirm button, and this will bring us into Scratch. So we should have a little email here from Scratch telling us welcome and some tips on how we're supposed to do it. So now that we have our Scratch account, I'm going to go ahead and click Create, and we're going to see the basic screen. So here I see a screen over here with a Scratch character. This is a sprite that I can manipulate using these commands here. So I can go ahead and take this move. I'm going to bring it over here, and this is where my code actually goes. I'm going to change this number in here to 25. And then I'm also going to take another one of these blocks. I'm going to bring it right here. Notice how that white bar means that they're going to click together. And I can tell my cat to move, let's do a 60-degree turn. And this is a program that's going to force my cat to move 25 steps forward and then turn counterclockwise 60 degrees. So if I double click on this program, notice that my cat has moved forward 25 steps and turned. If I change this to a larger number, say 50, and then double click, notice that he's gone a little bit farther in the direction he was facing, and he turns. So I'm going to go ahead and I can work with this. I can actually bring him back. I can make him point in a particular direction I want. Like I can make this 90 degrees. And so 90 degrees should have him pointing to the right. He's going to move 50 degrees and then turn, so this should be a pretty consistent situation. Notice every time he's pointing this direction and then he turns, so that's why he's always facing this direction no matter what happens. Let's put him back in the center of the screen. If I don't like this program, what I can do is I can just take the whole thing and dump it back into these blocks, and I don't have a program anymore. If I have a program, let me throw some stuff real quick together. If I just want to get rid of one of these steps, I can click on the lower one and break these apart and just get rid of the one step that I don't want. So if I was to have 3 steps here, I can either get rid of just the lower step, or if I want to get rid of this middle step, I can break it apart like this and put that back, and then get rid of that middle step. So these blocks all have different effects. I've got motion blocks which affect the motion of this character. Let me get him pointing in the right direction again real quick. So I can have him move and turn, and these are basic blocks. I can have him point in a particular direction. I've got it set to 90 degrees, but this is a drop-down menu, so I could change that to -90, which is the left, 0, which is up, or 180, which is down. I can have him pointing towards certain things. I can have him pointing towards the mouse wherever he happens to be. And if I add more sprites, I can do that. I can have him point towards them as well. I can tell him to go to a very particular location. So I can tell him to go to 60 and 180. And if I double click, he's going to go to the X coordinate 60 and the Y coordinate 180, which is over here. Notice that he's taller than this, so he's actually getting his head cut off here. So let's go ahead and put him back in. 0, 0 is the center of the screen that we're dealing with. So it's just like when we're working in our algebra class. I can tell him to go to the mouse pointer. Of course, for us, the mouse pointer is off of the screen here, so he's trying to get as close as he can to it. I can even tell him to glide for 1 second to go to a particular location. So I can tell him to go to, let's make this 150, 150. And I can tell him to do this over a period of 3 seconds. And when I double click, he's going to glide to that location. And it's going to do over the 3 seconds. These blocks give us a lot of control over the motion. And there are other things that we can do. I can actually do some control stuff. Let me click on control. This can actually have him repeat tasks. He can repeat stuff forever. He can do things under certain situations. So there's a lot of fun here that you can have. So this is the Scratch environment that we'll be working on in this unit. But there's one other website that I want to take you to. So I'm going to take you to ScreenCastify.com. And the purpose of this is if you have Chrome, you can record your screen. So what I'm going to be asking you to do for our class is to build programs in Scratch and to record them. And this allows you to record and directly upload your stuff to YouTube. So I'm going to hit the install now real quick, just to show you how to install it. So it's going to ask me, read and change all your data on the websites you visit, capture content of your screen, know your email address, read your browsing history. I'm okay with that, so I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to give me a chance to install it, and you'll see it installing right here. So this has been installed. I'm going to give it camera access, and I'm going to tell it yes, it can use my camera and microphone. I'm going to save stuff locally on my device, but I could also save it to Google Drive if I wanted to. But saving it locally on this device means that I can quickly upload it to YouTube. Now, I gave it access to my microphone because I have a microphone headset here. If you don't have a microphone headset, that's okay. But if you do, then you can kind of describe what's happening. It gives that much more flavor to what you're doing in your class. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to click on the ScreenCastify icon, review our recording settings, which we'll do in just a moment, and we can click the Start Recording button. So everything on that tab is going to be recorded. We can actually switch to different tabs, and our first tab is still going to be recorded while we do so. And of course, when we're done, we can click to stop the recording. So we're going to do an example of this real quick. I'm going to pause that. I'm going to jump back to Scratch, and I'm going to record a real quick video. So I'm going to click on this. You can see every time I talk, this is moving. I'm going to move my volume down a little bit here just because I want to avoid the orange and red so it doesn't make that sound. I could embed the webcam if you want to see what I look like while I'm doing this, but I'm not going to do that. I can record the tab or I can record the entire desktop. So those are options. And I'm going to start recording. So now I'm going to have my little cat here. I'm going to have him move, and I'm going to have him move, let's make that 40 steps. I'm going to make him turn a certain angle. I'm going to have him turn 45 degrees. And I'm going to get one of these control blocks, and I'm going to get a forever loop. And I'm going to take this and put it inside the forever. And I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to go over to pen, and I'm going to put my pen down. So what a pen down does means that he's going to put a pen down on this piece of paper, and he's going to walk around drawing a shape. And he's going to do it forever, or at least until I click this stop sign. So if I double click, you can see that he's putting his pen down, and forever he's going to move 40 steps and then turn 45 degrees. Notice that 360 degrees is a full circle. So he's really tracing out an octagon because 360 divided by 45 is 8, so there are 8 sides. Now I mentioned that I can hit the stop button to stop him, so I'm going to go ahead and click stop. That stops him. I could add other things in here, and you can do a lot of stuff here. We're going to be talking throughout this, this unit about the various tools that you have. So for our first lab, you're going to be dealing primarily with the motion, and I want to see what you can do with some of these tabs using the move and the turn. I want to see some nice thing where you've got our cat moving all around this space. That's going to be your assignment. Now, I did mention that we're going to upload this to YouTube. We're actually going to do this in this video, so I'm going to stop the recording. And now I have a video, which you're hearing right now. So let's pause that. And I can either save to disk, or if I do the drop-down menu, I should be able to do some other stuff. So I'm actually going to click the share. And this allows me to share it on YouTube. I'm going to make it public. And I'm going to go ahead and click this, make my YouTube channel, because I've got several of these. So I'm going to allow it to do that. And I want it to do it with my, actually not that account. Let's go back. I want the mistapotta@gmail.com. This is going to be my mistapotta OHS. I'm going to allow it to manage my YouTube account. This is going to be a public video, and I'm going to hit upload. So as we're speaking, this video is being uploaded to YouTube, and I'm actually going to make it part of our channel for this video. So for our final project, we are actually going to have to produce a video. You are going to be producing a video as part of your tangible assets, as one of your performance tasks for this unit. You're going to be creating a video of your program, describing what's happening and showing off what you've learned. So, once again, this is Mr. Potter. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.